Hi friends, today we are painting this beautiful grass field and you can find the outline for this in my book linked in the description below. So we start with a very wet sky and I'm going in with yellow ochre and then Payne's grey from the top. So yellow ochre at the horizon and Payne's grey at the top. Again, leave some white space where your clouds would be, just creating some soft areas for clouds. So we're sort of doing a variegated wash, bringing these two colors together, very subtle. You can clean your brush with water and then just use that clean brush to lift up some areas where you want soft clouds to be. Now let the sky dry. I used a hair dryer just to dry it completely. And then we're going to start with the road. So start with warm sepia, a very light wash of warm sepia, and then you can drop in some of that burnt sienna as well. So as you can see here, I'm dropping in some burnt sienna. Now using yellow ochre close to my horizon line, and then I'm moving on to the forest green in the foreground. I'm going to paint over this yellow ochre, but where the yellow is, it will be lighter, and then bringing that forward to be a darker foreground. Now I'm just adding a little bit of Payne's grey right on my horizon line. This will form a shadow for my trees, so it's okay if it blends down a little bit into the grass that's still wet. And then using my old textured brush, I'm taking that forest green and I am making a tree line. Now you can mix the forest green with a bit of Payne's grey as well, or you can drop in some Payne's grey in certain areas. So use some Payne's grey to create darker areas in your trees, darker shadows, and just make sure that you have a nice variation between the green in your foreground and then the darker green at the back. So here I'm just dropping in some of the Payne's grey while my trees are still wet. Now let's create some grass. So first going to the foreground with forest green, and then I'll also use some of the phthalo green to create some variation in color. All the way next to my road, and we'll also do some in the middle of the road. As you go more towards the horizon line, your grasses needs to be a bit shorter. So darker next to your road as well. And then in the middle of the road, I'll add some texture here. So lastly, we can go in with white and a yellow pencil and just add some highlights into the grass, especially in your foreground. So just some thin lines to show some highlights. And that's basically it. This is a very fun one to paint, and it comes out beautifully. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Happy painting, and share with me on social media if you've done this as well.